Hello, this is Dr. Stanley Lang. Welcome to this broadcast, which is on the subject of perimenopause. And so obviously this is a subject more of interest to women, although men who live with women who are going through perimenopause might also be interested. So one of the things that I see a lot of in my medical practice are women who are going through different stages of their reproductive life. And one of the big differences between men and women as it pertains to all of the health issues that I see is the obvious hormonal differences. And while men tend to have fairly stable hormonal levels, women go through significant cyclic changes on a monthly basis, which they have to adapt to, and they can learn different strategies that moderate the stress response that sometimes accompanies these hormonal changes. And then as the time of approaching menopause starts to be part of that woman's reality, we call this the perimenopause. Now, the perimenopause can actually start many years before actual menopause. And one of the things that a lot of women don't understand is that they're not becoming deficient in estrogen when they start getting their symptoms. They're becoming deficient in progesterone. Now, this is something that can be helped a great deal with a natural method that we have that teaches women how to give progesterone at the right time. This is something that is easy to learn once you understand the basic things to monitor in your body. But there's also several things that you can do that fall under the category of chronic stress reduction. Everything that that makes perimenopause difficult in terms of the hormonal changes, which there's a lot of similarities between those changes and a lot of the PMS symptoms that women have. Everything that is part of that can be significantly moderated by the same things that we use to decrease the chronic stress response. Now, there's lots of different things that you can do to decrease the chronic stress response. And if you do all of them, the perimenopause becomes much easier and PMS becomes much easier to experience without it controlled, without the negative parts controlling you or making your day less fruitful than it otherwise would be. Now, the one area that you can work on the most easily in terms of controlling the chronic stress response is your GI or gastrointestinal tract. And the one thing that I would suggest that you start with, if you're interested in doing natural things that can help with the stress associated with the perimenopause and other issues related to these hormonal changes, is to eat very low glycemic. And by eating very low glycemic, that means by eating in a way that the blood sugar doesn't bounce up a lot after a meal and then drop rapidly after the body starts to respond to that. So that's the typical American way of eating, and that's high glycemic eating. So when you eat low glycemic, that dramatically decreases the chemical changes that are pushing you into greater stress levels. It's one of several things that you can do to help your GI tract become a lot healthier. So I encourage you to take advantage of the free ebook that you can get below this if you're interested in the first step or one of the basic steps for controlling chronic stress. And if you're interested in understanding more about how you can learn this hormonal control change that is simple to do during the perimenopause, where your progesterone levels are starting to drop off, then I encourage you to follow the link to that information also. I hope you find this helpful. God bless and have a great day.